Good morning, guys. Happy November. Welcome. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm your instructor. You're in a Pilates-inspired fitness class. And for props today, we're going to use dumbbells. So let's grab those dumbbells, and we'll start just in a simple Pilates prance. So we'll lift those heels, and we'll lower one heel, bend an elbow, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, and continue. All right, guys. So if you're with me live, first day of November, whoop, whoop. If you're with me on YouTube, that would be probably the 7th day of November, whoop, whoop. Either way, hope everyone's having a fabulous day. I'd like to request of you to keep your workout with me today pain-free. That means, as always, comfortably uncomfortable is okay, but pain is not. Anytime you're feeling stabbing pain, shooting pain, joint pain, structural pain, anything like that, please stop what you're doing and do something different so those feelings go away. All right, guys, that navel is tucked to the spine. Those shoulders are down and back. Wow, I don't know about you guys, my dumbbells feel pretty heavy today, and I'm already just a little bit winded. Maybe it's my coffee kicking in or not kicking in. At any rate, just warming up that body for 3 and 2. And 1, and come to center. All right, let's swing those arms from side to side. Take a move I call Lady in a Park, and just notice how your body feels. We will revisit this move at the end of class, actually many times throughout class, and I want you to begin to notice if it feels any different. All right, then let's come into what we call Pilates feet. That is where our heels are touching and our toes are out, and our feet look like a slice of pizza. Reach those arms in the goalpost and bend those knees, arms overhead, and do it again and continue. Yep, looking really cute. I'm loving the people I'm seeing on my screen. Breathing, hollowing out that belly, feeling those inner thighs, keeping those shoulders down. As you reach those arms overhead, try to use the weight of the dumbbells. You can visualize that is a weight which is pressing your shoulders down away from those ears. Yeah, looking good. Woo! Breathing for 3 and 2. All right, guys, the next time you're down, stay down. Let us bring those arms back into goalpost, and then lift one heel and lower, other heel and lower, and continue. By the way, notice where those elbows are. I want them directly out from the shoulders so that your arms are in a 90-degree angle. And I'm realizing that this hand is completely lined up with that windowsill, so you can't. There we go. All right, guys. And then adding on, the next time you have a heel lifted, keep it lifted. Then let's also lift that other heel. All right, so think drag queen stilettos, and then let's lower and lift, and lower and lift, and continue. You are breathing. Those arms are getting tired. Those shoulders are getting tired. That's on purpose. We're taking a big static hold in that shoulder area. Looking so good. Loving it, loving those goalposts. Beginning to feel those inner thighs quite a bit. By the way, if you're with me on YouTube and you don't have any dumbbells, cans of food work well, or you can even go through the entire sequence without any resistance whatsoever, and you'll still get a fabulous workout. Okay, guys, breathing for 3 and 2. Okay, pause. Let's lift those heels even higher, and then we'll introduce some movement with those arms, and we'll sweep those forearms together and open and do it again. Hope everyone had an awesome Halloween last night. Sounds like it was a lot of fun with the people I chatted with before class. It's always fun. All right, guys, breathing. Can you lift those heels higher? Increasing that balance challenge sensation for 3 and 1, and come to center. Nice job. Let's bring those feet together, shoulders up, back and down, up, back and down, and then let's lift those heels, bend an elbow, and switch, and continue coming back into that Pilates prancing. Looking so good. I'm just entering another live student, making sure she is muted. Hey, cute thing. Good to see you. Okay, everyone is muted. Happy November. All right, guys. So for dumbbells, we're for props, we're just using dumbbells. For 3 and 2 and 1 and come to center. All right, guys. Next, let's pivot those palms so they're facing forward. Elbows are tucked into that waist area. And then we'll bring those arms just into a 90-degree angle and lower and do it again. By the way, the more you squeeze those armpits closed, the more you're going to feel this in that biceps area. Okay, and then let's lift one knee and then the other knee and continue. Good. And purposefully notice if you're coming up higher than a 90-degree angle. And if you are, try to prevent that from happening and really be in control of that range of motion. So what we're doing here, guys, is we're just targeting an area of the biceps muscle. So that's why we're being so distinct with our movements of just coming halfway up. So just so those forearms are parallel to the mat. All right, for 3 and 2. And the next time those arms are in goalpost, pause. Let's just keep one knee hovering and continue with the arms. Sorry, I said goalpost. I meant in that 90-degree angle. I feel like today's going to be one of those days where I'm thinking one thing and saying another thing. Seems like when that happens, like it happens for a whole day and then it goes away. I don't know what that is. Hopefully it's not early onset Alzheimer's or something. Okay, breathing for 3 and 2 and pause, lower that foot, other knee and tabletop and continue. So now I'm gonna, every time I say something, I'm gonna be second guessing myself. I'm like, oh, did I use the right word? Oh, well, anyways, I'm gonna blame it on Halloween festivities and breathe, looking good for 3 and 2. And the next time those arms are halfway lifted, pause. Okay, so we're changing our range of motion. By the way, you can put that other foot down. Okay, changing the range of motion. This is now our starting point, and this is our stopping point. And continue. So again, be really precise with that stopping point. And then let's add in the marching. We'll change it up just to challenge that sense of proprioception. That's a fancy word meaning knowing where your body is in space. Yep, so as we lower, we'll lift a knee and then the other knee. Yep, looking good, guys. Also, notice if those wrists are bent. If they are, try to prevent that, such that the back of the hands are just an extension of the forearms. And notice how we are targeting a different area of that biceps muscle, of those biceps muscles. For 3 and 2 and 1, pause, one knee lifted and just continue with that upper portion of this range of motion. Oh, Catherine's got her screen on. Good to see you. I see a pup. All right. Oh, nope. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1. Pause, lower that foot, other knee lifted, and continue. Breathing. Boy, you guys, a lot of my students recently have been having computer issues. It's like that sometimes, isn't it? All right, for 2 and 1 and both feet down. Nice job. Swing those arms from side to side. Next, we're going to come into that full range of motion. For 2 and 1, come to center. Notice if you're feeling a little bit of warmth in that biceps area. And then let's bring those palms. Actually, we'll come into hammer curls this time. So that means your palms are facing in. Squeeze those armpits closed. And for this, we'll add in Pilates prancing. So let's start on those tippy toes and then come all the way up and switch and switch and switch and continue. Now, we've done this movement a few times, but I want you to do this a little differently and just really, really squeeze those armpits closed. So we're really targeting that biceps area. And after doing the work that we just did, where we targeted part of the muscle and then the other part of the muscle, notice how when you squeeze those armpits closed, trying to press those elbows into your waist, how suddenly you're feeling quite a bit of fatigue in that biceps area. And by the way, that is also true even if you didn't have any dumbbells at all. So that's an example of how we can use the control and precision in our Pilates practice to increase the feeling of work even with less resistance. Woo! That's why sometimes people think, or some people rather, think that the more advanced a student you become in Pilates, the less resistance you use, because you're recruiting your own muscles to create your own resistance. And doing that takes a lot of mind-body connection and control. All right, guys, for 3 and 2 and 1 and pause. So you should feel quite a bit of warmth in that biceps area. Are you feeling it? Yeah, me too. And let's swing those arms from side to side. For 2 and 1. All right, guys, before we take this down to the mat, let's raise those arms in goalpost. One knee lifted and switch and switch and switch and continue. All right, so this is an option, or we're coming into a little cardio blast. So if there's a different move that you'd like to do, you're welcome to do so. You can do a silly dance. You can jog. Suddenly I'm the only one on my screen. All my students, I think they are running the stairs right now. Yep, so that's an option. You can do burpees. But the reason why I wanted to start with this is because this simple move, you're moving the major muscle groups of the body and you're working with those arms overhead. And in doing that, both of those things lend to increasing that heart rate. I'm loving it. We got students running through my screen. Yeah. And notice how perhaps in a moment you might begin to feel an increased sense of urgency to breathe when you are in that slightly out of breath but not super out of breath mode. That is the terrific fat burning, that magic sweet spot where we're burning fat and not other things. Okay. Yeah, looking so good. Loving the variations. And we'll go for another sequence. And they're off again. I'm loving it. One of my students, she's working with her arms overhead and her dog's tail is almost wagging in unison. It's very, very cute. And we've got Linda just powering her way around in circles. Love it. Woo. Yep. Just moving that body, getting that heart rate up a little bit. By the way, this is really helpful to stave off osteoporosis. Any impact activity or activity with weights helps to increase or decrease rather the effects of osteoporosis. Yeah, loving it. Oh my gosh. I don't know who's getting more cardio, you or that dog. Yeah, looking so good. And another thing, so of course it increases the metabolism, but it also lends to staving off depression. And you know what, we'll just go for another minute. I don't know about you guys, but maybe Halloween was a little bit of, I don't know, libations or candy, something along those lines. Although I didn't do either of those. Actually, I didn't do much, but maybe you did. So, and sometimes after not doing much, of movement really just feels good. So anyways, that was a long explanation to say we'll go for another little bit. Okay, so I was mentioning about the benefits of moving your body kind of quickly through space. And another benefit is it staves off depression. And there's a couple of different reasons why the experts think that. One is that it releases a chemical in the brain that elevates mood. And another idea is that it's like a physical affirmation of doing something healthy for yourself. And in doing that, it is powerful. It's a powerful thing just to do something for yourself because you're worth it. And So some people think, experts think that that's why it helps to stave off depression. And as with many things in life, they are probably both correct. Yep, so that's always awesome. Okay, guys, for 3 and 2. Actually, I'll wait till my students come back into the screen. I think they're probably, yep, loving it. So cute, loving all these moves. All right, I'm sure she'll be back in just a second. I see the jacket's coming off. For 3, there she is. And 2, and 1, and pause. Woo, nice job, guys. Let's swing those arms from side to side. And notice how that feels. Feels really good to have blood flowing through the body. Oxygen coursing through our body. For 2, and 1. Okay, guys, let's set the dumbbells down to the side. I think I'll take my jacket off as well. And then let's reach those arms overhead. Curl those fingertips over. Tuck the chin to the chest. Roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Oh my gosh, I feel so stiff today. Place those hands onto the mat and walk yourself out into a plank position. Yeah, looking good. All right, guys, in that plank position, let's think about a straight line from the heels to the knees, to the tush, to the waist, to the shoulders, to the head, and hold. Think about pressing into that thumb and forefinger. That will help to save the wrists. Also, think about slightly puffing up that area between the shoulder blades and the waist, going for that long, straight line. And breathe. By the way, if this is uncomfortable for your wrists, you are welcome to come down to those forearms at any time. All right, you can take a rest at any time. Otherwise, let's tick that left hip down, come to center, and tick the right hip down. And continue, just getting a little bit of oblique work in here. Yeah, you guys look amazing, so strong. Woo! Feeling really good. Still feeling that blood coursing through the veins, feeling that slight increased sense of urgency to breathe. Even though we're not moving, we are using a lot of muscles. Woo! For 3, and 2, and pause at center, and then let's lower the knees down, separate those knees, and then reach that booty back towards the heels, walking those fingertips forward. Bringing that head down towards the mat, separate those fingers as much as you can. For 2, and 1. And then, guys, keep your hands where they are and your knees where they are, but press yourself forward. Yeah. And then in this awkward position, let's bend the elbows. Our head will jut way forward over our hands. Straighten those arms. Yeah. And then reach that booty back, bringing that face down. And we'll do it again. We'll jut forward and bend those elbows, keeping those elbows in towards the midsection. Straighten and bring the booty back. All right, guys, and we'll continue with this move, your own breath, your own pace. By the way, it's okay if you bend those elbows just a little bit, if that's better for you today. Maybe you're new at this and don't have that strength yet. And it's even okay if it's just an energetic bend, you will still feel the work. So my students who are with me live, actually all of you have been with me since the pandemic started. So we're coming up on 2 years, and girls, you guys are super strong. Breathing. Woo. Yeah. So these are called child's pose push-ups. And it's a nice combination of work and a stretch. And that's one cool, this is not a technical Pilates move, but that's one cool thing about a lot of the classic Pilates moves is that they not only have strength training in them, they have a stretch in them. And we'll do some of those later. And yeah, then the stretch is built right into the exercise. Woo, for 3 and 2. All right, guys. And the next time you're all the way back, stay back. We'll just hang out in the stretch for a moment, allowing that forehead to melt down towards the mat. Reaching those arms long. Feeling that stretch in the groin area as that tush melts down towards the heels. Feeling that stretch in the armpit and the back area. Oh, it feels really good. For 3 and 2 and 1. Let's walk those hands back, guys. And then take that right hand underneath you, palm facing up. We're going to slide it underneath. We call this move thread the needle. And then walk that opposite arm forward, bringing your cheek down to the mat. Looking over those far fingertips. Feeling that nice side body stretch. And breathe for 4, 3, 2. And then let's come back to center. And you guessed it, we'll take that left hand, palm facing up. Thread the needle, reach that right arm long, bringing the left cheek down towards the mat. Breathing. For 3 and 2 and 1. And come back to center. All right, guys. Next, let's come onto the hands and knees. We'll kick that left leg. Oops. Kick that left leg out behind. Reach that right arm forward and hold. And then let's bring the knee to the elbow underneath the body. Kick it long and do it again. Woo, and breathe. Yeah, looking good. Maybe begin to arch that back up towards the ceiling as you draw that knee to the elbow underneath your belly button. Begin to see, guys, if you can feel those lower abdominal muscles pulling that knee in. For 2. And then next time you're out, long pause. Good. And then let's take that back leg and we'll lift and lift and lift and lift. Ooh, feeling that back booty cheek a lot. And breathe for 3 and 2. And pause. And then let's take that back leg and we'll wag it from side to side. And breathe. I'm just laughing because one of my students just threw a ball at her dog while she's doing this exercise. Multitasking. Love it. Not at her dog, for her dog. All right, guys, for 3 and 2 and 1. Come back to center. Nice job. Let's take the other leg, kick it straight out behind. Reach the opposite arm forward like you're going to shake someone's hand. And breathe. Yeah, and then let's begin to draw the knee to the elbow under the belly button. And do it again. And continue. Again, maybe curling your spine up towards the ceiling and trying to identify those lower abdominal muscles pulling that knee in. Whew. By the way, my range of motion in the spine is quite limited for many exercises, and this is one of them. So if you're looking at me for guidance, just know that my range of motion is pretty tiny, but yours might be greater. And if so, and that feels good, just enjoy that. For 3 and 2. And next time everything is out, long pause. And let's take that back leg and lift and lift. And notice how it's the leg moving through space, and we're targeting the back of that leg, but also notice how you have a bunch of other muscles recruited. In other words, you are engaging a lot of muscles to hold this position. And pause. Let's take that foot and wag it from side to side. Woo. Breathing for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Come back to center. Nice job. Let's separate those knees again. Reach that booty back towards the heels. And notice if the stretch feels a little different after we just worked that area back there. And then, guys, for good measure, let's walk those hands forward. Bringing that face down towards the mat, separating those fingertips, pressing those ears away from the shoulders. For 3 and 2 and 1 and come back to center. All right, guys, next, let's separate those feet. And if it's available, nestle that booty down towards the mat. So this is quite an intense angle for the knee. So if this is not feeling good for you, you're welcome to do anything else that feels better for you. Okay, if this does feel okay, let's take those hands, reach them back behind you, and we'll lift those hips forward. All right, lifting those hips forward, melt those shoulders back behind. Notice if your neck is like looking down towards your belly button or hanging back in space. If either of those are happening, try to get your neck in line with your spine. A nice way to cue for that is no wrinkles in the neck. And breathe. Breathing for 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Lower that booty down. Good. Okay, we'll do that again. Take an inhale. Exhale. Let's lift those hips in space. Feeling that really nice stretch in the quadriceps. Woo. Breathing, squeezing that back body. Feeling those triceps muscles working in your arms, and feeling other muscles working in your arms. Feeling a stretch across your abdominal region, going for that, what's the word? Synovial fluid in the knees, because we're moving the knee joints. Well, they're still, but we will be moving them when we come down for 3 and 2 and 1 and lower down. Nice job. Let's walk those hands forward and come to a kneeling position. All right, reaching those hands behind the head, placing those fingertips behind the head. So an upright kneeling position. Okay, let's take those elbows, twist to one side, come to center, and twist to the other side and come to center. Feeling that twisty sensation in your midsection. Think about wringing out a washcloth. You guys continue. I also want you to notice if those hips are shifting, and if they are, try to prevent that from happening. So a way to cue for that is headlights on the hip bones, pointed straight forward the whole time. Yep, for 2 and 1 and pause. All right, let's open those arms to a T. And then, guys, we'll just alternate from side to side. Let's go ahead and fall over to one side, lifting that arm, lifting that knee. Press yourself up to center, and then fall to the other side, and continue alternating from side to side. Coming awfully close to equipment here. Trying not to hit anything. And breathe. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this on the side. All right. And notice how you feel those oblique muscles helping to get you upright. By the way, if your wrists are talking to you, you can come on to what we call gorilla fists, where those wrists are straight and you're landing on the back of your fingers, otherwise known as coming onto your knuckles. Woo. And breathe for 3 and 2. All right, guys. And the next time you're down to one side, pause, or over to one side rather. Okay, I'm just going to switch. Okay, and then let's reach that arm long, kick that leg long, bring the knee to the elbow, do it again, and continue. Yeah, looking good. And again, see if you can feel your lower abdominal muscles pulling that knee in, and also notice how you're working those oblique muscles. See if you can find your upper abdominal muscles to pull that elbow in by hollowing out that belly. Woo, for 3 and 2. And the next time you're long, pause. Okay, and then find a really long, straight-ish line, and then take that leg and lower and lift, and continue. Woo. Feeling that outer thigh. Trying to create space between that top ear and that top shoulder. If this is starting to bother your neck, you can place that hand on your hip, or you can do anything else with that arm. Woo, for 3 and 2. And the next time that leg is lifted, pause, place that hand onto your waist, and then let's bend the knee and straighten, bend and straighten, and continue. Yeah, looking so good. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Keep that knee bent, arm up to the ceiling, press yourself up. Beautiful. And then, of course, let's go over to the other side. Reach that arm long, reach that leg long. And then let's draw the knee to the elbow, kick it long, do it again. And continue. Looking good, hollowing out that belly, and notice how in doing so, you can feel a different form of work in that abdominal area, more challenging form of work. Again, that's recruiting your own muscles to make the exercise more challenging. Looking good for 3 and 2. And the next time everything is long, pause. Let's lower that foot down, reach that top arm up and over. Feeling that stretch. I know we didn't do this on the other side. We'll balance it out. For 2 and 1. And then let's lift that leg and lower and lift. And continue. Woo! And breathe. Again, trying to create space and length between that top ear and that shoulder. Yeah, looking good. Wow, you guys look so amazing. You're all so strong and fit. I love it. All right, guys, for 3 and 2. And the next time that leg is lifted, keep it lifted. We'll draw that knee to the elbow, kick it long, and do it again. And breathe. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then let's place that hand onto the waist, and then we'll kick and bend and kick and bend and breathe. Looking so good. Hollowing out that belly for 4 and 3 and 2. The next time that knee is bent, pause, other arm up to the ceiling, and then press yourself up to center. Nice job. And then drop over to the other side, and we'll take that nice side body stretch. And breathe. Oh, this feels so amazing, doesn't it? It's like exercise is a gift that we give to ourselves. It's a really nice thing. So kudos to you guys for giving yourselves the gift of this activity. For 2 and 1. And then, guys, differently, let's come on to all fours. Coming on to all fours, let's shift that weight forward, over to the right, and back over to the left and forward. In other words, begin to make circles with your torso. Just going for some free movement here. Yeah, so you don't feel like you need to control this. Just allow your body to move freely and feel good in all this motion. For 2 and 1 and pause. Let's begin to reverse the directions. Breathing. Yeah, the idea of activity as a gift is something that I really try to promote. All right, for 2 and 1 and come to center. And then, guys, let's tuck those hands underneath us, step back with one foot and then the other foot. Coming into that upright push-up position, going for that plank again. Yeah, so as I think all my live students know this, but I used to weigh more than twice what I weigh now. And, you know, it was really uncomfortable being in a body that size. But mean, I used to be so down on myself, and I would almost use exercise as a punishment, like, oh, I can't stand the way I look. Oh, I look so terrible. Oh, I'm going to go beat myself up in exercise. And, I'd hurt myself exercising. And, doing exercise is a gift because we love ourselves and want to take care of ourselves is such a different mindset. So I really try to promote that. For 3 and 2, let's lift that booty up towards the ceiling, melt those heels down, coming into a downward dog type situation for 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. All right, guys, this video might never reach YouTube. I just realized maybe I'm not out of menopause and not done having a period. Yeah, this is definitely not hitting YouTube. Hope I have another pair of pants in my car. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. Lower those knees, separate that booty, reach that booty back behind. Walk those fingertips forward. Oh man, you guys, I haven't had a period in months. I thought I was over that. Suddenly I glanced back and I'm like, uh-oh. Okay, anyways, let's come to a kneeling position. Clearly you guys are close, or I would not even share that information with you, although you probably might see it in the mirrors. Okay, let's take that left arm up and over, sliding those right fingertips down. I seriously need to make a note. Don't post this video. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come center. Other arm up towards the ceiling, reaching those fingertips up and over, and continue for 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. All right, guys, let's come to a standing position. And you guessed it, arms in goalpost, arms overhead, coming into a little cardio blast. You are welcome to run the stairs or anything else, and I will be back in a jiffy. You guys got those heart rates up for 3? Actually, I'll wait till everyone comes back. There's Linda. And there's Catherine. And 2 and 1, and come to center. All right, guys, thanks for being gracious. Let's open those arms to a T, come into arm circles in one direction. So turns out it's not a female thing. It looks like I sat in something, and my husband picked up my kid from trick-or-treating last night in my car, reversed the direction of those circles, and I'm guessing they were eating chocolate and dropped some on the seat, which I unfortunately sat on as I drove here this morning. Oh well, life happens, right? For 2 and 1, and come to center. Arms in goalpost, left knee in tabletop. Sweep those fingertips forward and open, and forward and open, and continue. Never a dull moment. And breathe, hollowing out that belly for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lower that foot, other knee in tabletop. Sweep those arms together and open, and do it again. Yeah, looking good. Breathing. For 2 and 1, and pause. All right, guys, let's reach those arms up overhead. This is not the end of class. Curl the fingertips over, tuck the chin to the chest, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, and then walk those hands out, coming back into that plank position. All right, then let's pivot those toes to the left. Reach that left arm up to the ceiling. Coming into that side plank situation. If it calls to you, you can lift that left leg up towards the ceiling or not. And you are breathing for 5 and 4, 3, 2, and come to center and pivot those toes to the right. Looking to the right, right arm up to the ceiling, maybe lift that top leg and breathe. Woo! Hollowing out that belly for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Come back to center. All right, guys, coming back into that plank position. Let's draw that left knee towards the left wrist. Kick it long and switch and switch and continue. Woo! Breathing for 3 and 2 and 1. Press yourself back into that plank position and breathe. Yeah, I know it's a long plank. We're holding it. Navel is tucked to the spine. You guys are so strong. I had Linda in a class last week, and we planked for over 3 minutes with different variations. All right, guys, let's lift that booty up towards the ceiling. Lowering those heels. For 2 and 1. Press yourself back into that plank position and breathe. And then, guys, let's take that left leg, kick it out behind and lower and right leg. In other words, we're just lifting our straight legs. Yeah, come into a downward dog position at any time or take a rest. Woo! For 4 and 3, 2 and 1. And then let's lower one knee and then the other knee. Reach that booty back. Walk those fingertips forward. Reach that face down towards the mat. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1. Let's come forward into that tabletop again. And then let's shift our hips over to the left just a little bit, just a tiny amount. And then let's take that left knee and we'll open it to the left, bring it back in and do it again and continue like we're a dog at a fire hydrant. The reason why we shifted our knees to the left is, or towards our body to the left, is if you look down, it is likely that your right femur is straight up and down as opposed to jutting out to the right, which usually happens when we do these types of exercises. So we were preventively planning for that. For 3 and 2 and 1, lower down, and then let's do that on the other side. So we'll shift our weight over to the right just a little, and then we'll lift and lower that right knee out to the side. And breathe. Man, sitting in chocolate before you teach a full day of Pilates, that's not the best combination. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, looking good for 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. Nice job, guys. Let's tuck those toes underneath us, press ourselves into an upright kneeling position. Yep, and then open those arms to a T. Separate those feet just a little, and you can separate those knees as well. And then reach the right fingertips down towards the right heel, left arm up to the ceiling, pressing those hips forward. Come to center and switch and continue. Yeah, today I was like, I'm going to go soft fall colors. If I had worn like black pants, no one would have noticed. Okay, I'm going to stop talking about that now. Sorry, guys. And breathe. Woo, pressing those hips forward. Although I do have really pretty fall colors on, right? And it does feel like fall in Southern California today. For 3 and 2 and 1 and come to center. All right, guys, let's place the hands on the hips and then we'll not tuck those toes underneath. In other words, flatten those feet up and then actually go ahead and keep those toes tucked. Yeah, so we'll keep those toes tucked and then take that left leg, reach it forward. Those right toes are tucked. Take an inhale as you exhale. Come up to standing. And then we'll lift and lower, just a little bit. Yeah, beautiful. By the way, we're keeping this front knee behind those toes. And then let's open those arms to a T and begin to make those arm circles. Breathing, looking so good. And again, you're using your Pilates mind-body connection to make this harder than it actually needs to be. Yeah, looking so good. For 3 and 2. Notice the direction of your circles. Are you going forwards or backwards? We're going to switch that on the next leg. So I'm going backwards. So next time I'm going to go forwards. All right. And pause. Hands on the hips. Lower down. Take that front knee. Put it back. Toes tucked under. Take the other foot. Kick it forward. Take an inhale. Exhale. Come up to standing. And then we'll lower and lift. Lower and lift. By the way, your feet are pretty far apart, which is allowing for that knee to remain behind the toes. And then open those arms to a T. And then begin to circle those arms in the other direction. Breathing. Yeah, I love how we can use body weight and just get such a fabulous workout. It just goes to show that you really, exercise equipment is fabulous and fun and all the tricks and everything. And it can add variety, which is always good. But really, this is pretty cool. This is kind of like a full body workout if you think about it. We've got back, arms, chest, legs, glutes, fronts of the legs, backs of the legs. Woo! And maybe even a little cardio. For 3 and 2 and 1, pause. Notice if those arms feel a little heavy. And then let's step those feet forward. Nice job, guys. Swing those arms from side to side. Now, we did this move at the beginning of class. Does it feel different? It certainly does for me. My body feels looser and lubricated. The joints feel lubricated, which in fact they are. When we move, we create that synovial fluid. When we move the joints. For 2 and 1 and come to center. All right, guys, let's take that left foot. Bring it inside that left shin. Open those arms to a T and sway those branches. If you want more, you can take that leg, tuck it up in that upper thigh area, sway those branches. Some people like to put their foot right here on the opposite side of their groin. That has never worked for me. If it does for you and you like that, go for it. For 3 and 2, let's reach those arms overhead. And then if it's safe, maybe close one eye, maybe close the other eye, just for a second. Or longer if that's safe for you. Or you can pause for a millisecond when you blink. You guys look amazing. Yeah, and in saying that, you can tell my eyes aren't closed. But you guys look fabulous for 3 and 2 and 1 and gracefully come to center. Nice job. And then let's take the sole of the right foot, place it on that inside shin. And then open those arms to a T. Begin to sway those arms. Feel more like a Middle Eastern dancer than a tree. All right, and then maybe take that foot, bring it to that inner thigh area, or that opposite groin, and sway those branches. Loving it. Man, you guys are so amazing. All right, and then reach those arms overhead, and then maybe close one eye, maybe close the other eye, just for a millisecond or longer, if that is safe for you. Yeah, loving it. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1 and gracefully come out of that. Good job, guys. And then let's swing those arms one final time for 2 and 1. Come to center and reach those arms overhead. Drop those shoulders, curl those fingertips over, tuck the chin to the chest, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. When you get down to the bottom, nod your head, heck yes, I feel amazing. Shake your head, no, no, no. And then softness in the knees, head is heavy. Roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming all the way up. When you get to the top, bring those shoulders up, back and down, up, back and down. One more time, up, back and down, and walk into your day, your week, your November, your holiday season with your awesome posture. Thanks you guys for joining me, and hope you all have a fabulous day.